Getting started with Virutron. Congratulations on your purchase of the professional version of the Virutron Full Spectrum Antiviral with NeuroSweep cranial electrostimulation feature in one device. Make sure that you have read the user manual first, especially the list of precautions, before you start your treatment. Starting your first treatment is quite easy when using the device's default settings. But first, you need to assemble the treatment cable first. You need the following: a pair of high-grade stainless steel electrodes, a piece of cotton ball, a roll of thread, and a pair of scissors. If you look closely into your cotton ball, you'll find that it is actually a roll of cotton sheet. And all you need to do is to find the top edge and peel off the layers from there. Once it's fully unrolled, grab the scissors and start cutting your cotton sleeves of 1 square inch each. You only need 2 sheets for this treatment session. The next step is to wrap and secure the cotton sleeve into each electrode, as shown above the screen. This can easily be accomplished by placing the cotton sleeve on top of the electrodes and turning both in a gentle manner until the upper portion of the electrode is fully wrapped with the hygroscopic material. Hold the cotton wrap to the electrode while you pull about 8 inches of the thread, and start by giving it a few turns. 1, 2, 3, then spiral away from where you started towards the free end of the electrode. Give this side of the cotton another 3 turns on the same spot, before you spiral back to where you started. And give it 3 more turns before you secure the whole thing with a quick knot. Once your cotton sleeve is fully secured on the electrode, cut the excess thread, and do the same exercise with electrode number 2. Now, you're ready to assemble the electrodes into the treatment cable. To prevent damage to the cable, hold the plug firmly, and not the wire. Check where the front end of the cable plug is, and place it inside the electrode. Push gently until the electrode is fully seated about 20 mm into the cable plug. Repeat the same steps for the second electrode. A perfect setup is when no metal is exposed after the electrode is properly connected to the treatment cable. Next, you need to bring out the elastic wrist strap, a piece of 2 by 10 inch plastic bag, and a pair of scissors. You will be waterproofing your wrist strap before you can properly use it. Begin by cutting off about 4 inches, or the equivalent width of your wrist, from the 2 by 10 inch plastic bag. Open both ends of the plastic and start inserting the wrist strap through it, and all the way up to 1 inch away from the buckle. With the Virutron logo facing upwards as shown, place your wrist onto the waterproofed portion of the assembly, and grab the logo end of the wrist strap and insert it into the buckle. Pull the same end of the wrist strap from the other side of the buckle, and start wrapping your wrist with it, with as many turns without over-tightening the same. You should not restrict the normal flow of the blood while doing the treatment. Now, with the treatment cable and your own 5% sea salt solution ready, you can start your treatment by putting some drops of saline solution into the cotton sleeve of each treatment electrode. Make sure that the cotton sleeve is fully moistened, and not dripping. Insert one of the electrodes just above and along the radial and the ulnar arteries. Double-check if any of the cotton sleeves are leaking some electrolyte between each of the electrodes, which could short them out electrically, and prevent the delivery of electrical pulses where they should be, that is in the bloodstream through the arteries. While waiting for the electrolyte to penetrate the skin and artery, you need to plug in your fully charged power bank into the DC power socket at the back of the device. You may use the short DC power cable intended for laptops in your free power bank package. You may also need to remove the protective sheet of plastic at the front panel of the device. Start by temporarily disconnecting the BNC cap at the meter-in port. Gently peel off the protective sheet from the bottom left corner, and pull sideways to the left. Reconnect the BNC cap as before. The channel 1 output will not work without this BNC cap in place. Your next task is to turn the device on by pressing the power switch at the back, to the on position. This will turn on the device at its default 4 Hz frequency and square waveform settings at channel 1 port. Plug the treatment cable's BNC connector into the channel 2 port, which is the channel to use when no metering is necessary. The BNC connector has a twist lock that you need to align first before twisting clockwise to lock it in place. Since you are using the channel 2 out port, you need to change the screen display from channel 1 to channel 2 by pressing Shift and arrow left keys. Check if you still have the default 4 Hz frequency and square wave settings. Once the treatment cable is securely connected to the same channel that is on display, press the Shift key, followed by the OK button, to start the treatment. You may not sense any semblance of electric pulses at first. That's because the amplitude defaults at 5 volt setting. Press the Shift button, followed by the page down button, to see the amplitude setting. Adjust the intensity of the pulses by turning the adjustment knob clockwise until you can feel the pulse. You can adjust in increments of tenths of a volt, or otherwise, depending on where the cursor is. The maximum intensity output for each channel is 20 volts. Set to your maximum intensity level, without sacrificing comfort. You should know by now why this device is so effective in neutralizing all types of parasites and viruses, known and unknown, on contact. Set your timepiece to alarm in 5 or 15 minutes, depending on your physical condition. A suggested treatment schedule is available in your reference manual. Once the treatment is done, gradually reduce the intensity of the signal by twisting the amplitude adjustment knob counterclockwise to reduce the voltage. This step prevents the abrupt drop of the voltage from high to low, if the power switch is turned off quickly instead, which will be very disorienting for some users. Record all treatment data for future reference, before finally turning off the device. Congratulations, you are now in full control of your own health.